So for this one, I'm going to rewrite it down here so that I have more room. And then you're just going to group them together, first two terms and the last two terms. Negative x to the third. And that leaves you with x minus 2 in the parentheses. And then you're going to pull out what you can on this side, which is 2x. And what you have left, you pull out 4x. So after that, you have x minus 2. And a way to check if you're right from here is if the parentheses both are the same thing, then you're good. You're doing it right. So after you do that, you're going to rewrite the parentheses that you have here. So you have x minus 2. And then you're going to put the 2 that you brought out, you're going to put that in a set of parentheses. So you have negative x to the third plus 4x. Okay. And then, sorry, I have to lift it up a little bit so you can see. And then after you have that, you cannot have this, the third. You can't have that in parentheses because that means that you haven't factored it completely. So what you're going to do is you're going to factor this some more. So you're going to pull out an x, and that's going to leave you, or a negative x. So that's going to leave you with x to the second minus 4. And now this is a difference of squares, so you can factor it even more. So when you do this, you're going to have, we're going to just kind of leave this here and keep it there for a minute. And so what we're going to have here is you're going to have two sets of parentheses, of course. You're going to have x minus 2 and x plus 2. And where I got x minus 2 and x plus 2, when it's a difference of squares, you have plus and minus in each one. And then you just find the square root of x squared, which beats x. The square root of 4 is 2. So that's going to be your answer for that one. So you're going to bring down everything that you've already got. So you have this right here, you have this one right here, and you have these two. So when I rewrite, it's not big enough. So when I rewrite this, you're going to have, you have 2x minus 2. So I'm going to put x minus 2 squared, since there's two of them. And then after that, I'm going to put x plus 2. I'm sorry if my handwriting is kind of bad. So you have x plus 2. And then you have this. So you're going to put this in the front, and it's going to be a negative x. Yeah, that's it. This would be your final answer.
First example we have is going to be 3x, oh wait, no, just kidding, restart. Okay, it's going to be x cubed plus 3x squared minus x minus 3. Okay, so with this, you're going to split these into groups, and you're going to group them. So group these together and group these together. So this goes with this one, and these go together. Okay. After that, you can rewrite it and put them in parentheses like this. You're going to have x cubed plus 3x squared, just like that, and then negative x minus 3. Okay. So then after that, you're going to factor these. And so for this one, you're going to take out an x squared, and then you write what's left over on the inside, which would be x plus 3. And you know how to find what's on the inside because whatever this is and you distribute it throughout this, it has to be the same thing as this original part right here. And then you're going to do the same thing with the other side, which will be a negative. You're going to take out -1. And because you have negatives and it's same thing, and you have the 1 because that has to do with this towards the end. And so then in the inside, you're going to also have x plus 3. And whenever you're doing this with grouping, you want these two things to be the same. Like that's basically like the goal is, and if they're not the same, then you did something wrong. And then after you do this, you're going to combine this and this as x squared minus 1, and that's going to be in 1 parentheses. And then these are 1, and they're going to go in another parentheses. X plus 3. And you're not done. You have to factor this out more because there's an x squared. And you also know how if you're done or not, and I only have 2 things, and I know that I'm not done because this is a 3, and so there needs to be 3 of them. So, and I can factor x squared out, and so you're just going to do 2 parentheses, and that's going to be an x and an x, and this is a difference, so it's going to be plus 1 and minus 1, and then bring down the x plus 3, and that's going to be your answer.
Okay, so we're going to factor 4x squared minus 81. And that is a difference of squares. So you would have your 2 sets of parentheses. One would be a minus and one would be a plus. So the square root of 4x squared is going to be 2x. And you'd have that in both set of parentheses. And then 81, square root of 81, is 9. And since you don't have any of those in your parentheses, this would be the final answer.
So this next one is going to be 4x squared plus 12x plus 5. So this one, you can't group them right away. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this number and multiply it by this number, and that's going to be 20. And it's a positive 20 because there's no negatives. And then you're going to find the factors that go into 20. And for this one, so what you want is you find the factors that go into 20, that whenever you combine them, they're going to equal this middle number right here. So 2 that will work will be 10 and 2, because 10 plus 2 is going to be 12. And then you're going to rewrite it as 4x squared, then you're going to do plus 10x and plus 2x, and then plus 5. Or you could flip it. Yeah, you should probably flip it. So you can factor this easier. So you're going to put the 2x over here and the 10x over here, because that just makes it easier. And then after you do that, you're going to group it. So it's basically like the other one, but you have another step. And they're easier, numbers. So then you're just going to group these like that. And after that, you're going to find a GCF from this one and that one. So from this one, you can take out a 2x, and then in the inside you're going to be left over with 2x less 1. Yeah. And then over here, you can take out a 5, and again you're going to be left over with 2x plus 1. And once again, you want these to be the same, and if they're not, then you did a step wrong. So then, again, you're going to combine these, and that's going to be 2x plus 5 in 1 parentheses, and then these are one thing, so it's going to be 2x plus 1. And this one's easier because this is like the last step, and that's your answer right there, because you need 2, and there's 2, and you can't factor these any further.